So the next topic we're going to talk about here is the queen of rap, queen of hip hop.
Cardi B, baby.
Ooh, I don't know. I think it's Nicki Minaj.
Well,
Where was Cardi B a year ago?
Well, this is why there's currently an argument between the two. So in the news, basically, what happened was Cardi B and Nicki Minaj are found in the same club. Nicki Minaj.
It was a fashion show, I believe.
Yeah, fashion show,
matter,
club, whatever, same thing. Cardi B basically comes at Nicki Minaj, throws a shoe at her, maybe one of those.
I think it was a high heel.
High heel, yeah.
Yeah.
So threw it at her. Nicki Minaj, I'm assuming dodged it. I never saw any pictures of Nicki Minaj afterwards, but I saw pictures of Cardi B, and she has a welt on her forehead/temple.
It looks like somebody super glued a brown ping pong ball on her eyebrow.
She took a beating, but I don't know. The way I see it is usually when something like that comes out of a picture, the person usually says, you should see the other guy or you should see the other girl.
Well,
right?
Supposedly, Nicki and Cardi B didn't even end up touching each other. I mean, maybe the shoe
They
did.
just kept throwing stuff at each other?
But it was Nicki's security guards that actually beat up Cardi, or at least got that big mark on her face.
She looked
which is ridiculous.
Awful afterwards. Anyways, back to our debate, David. Cardi B or Nicki Minaj.
Well, this has been a long time debate, and there's actually a little bit more added on this week because I think Cardi B was the one to start this, but there's some like Democratic election in New York, and Cardi B tweeted like, hey, you should elect this person, and then not much after that, Nicki Minaj comes on and says, you should elect this other person.
Oh my
They're fighting
gosh.
over who should be elected.
No, see, that's just silly. They're doing it purposely now because they know it's giving them publicity.
Yeah, well, I guess that's how we'll find out who the hip-hop queen is by who gets elected.
Unless they're the ones running.
Well, if you're already the queen, like Nicki Minaj, why would you need to run?
Okay. Why do you think Nicki Minaj is the queen, other than the time aspect? Obviously, I agree with you. Nicki Minaj has been around a lot longer than Cardi B has. I understand that.
Okay.
Why else
I don't think,
do you think
Cardi B
could be,
cares
or
about
Nicki
the
Minaj?
culture that she's in. She's not... I mean, she's done songs with a few people, but she hasn't been with people who have been in the game for a long time. Like,
Adam Levine. Okay.
Adam Levine's not part of the hip-hop game. That's my whole point.
He doesn't need to be part of the hip-hop game.
But this is the hip-hop queen. I don't understand.
Okay, let me get something straight, though. You think just because she has a repertoire, I'm saying Nicki Minaj, has a repertoire that Cardi B doesn't compare to her?
I think that makes Nicki Minaj the queen and makes Cardi B the princess. She's like the little one coming in.
Nah, man. Cardi B makes bangers. She is a queen.
Look, I love Lil Wayne, and Lil Wayne was the one that brought Nicki into the spotlight.
Exactly. Cardi B had nobody to bring her into the spotlight. She came in.
But even Lil Wayne this week is saying Nicki Minaj is queen. She's the queen of hip-hop.
He has to say that. He's her boss, basically.
Not anymore.
Yeah, true.
Not
Young
as
Money
much
fell
anymore.
apart. I agree.
Right.
But, no, seriously, though, Cardi B at least had somebody to help her through the industry. She had both Drake and Lil Wayne helping her out. Or did I say Cardi B? I meant Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.
Cardi B had nobody, and she swung herself into this position. She really did. I mean, obviously, she had the whole stripping job that really helped her out. But outside of that, I mean, she really put herself in these shoes.
I would say from here on out, it's possible she takes the spot, but right now, Nicki's by far and away still queen.
She has the spot. Don't listen to David.
Gosh. Shazam. 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 Ollie. Shazam. Gosh. Ollie. Shazam.
Apple is buying Shazam, the app where you can push the little button in the middle, and hopefully, if you're lucky, it'll know what song you're listening to?
Yes. The majority of time. I mean, I feel like it always does, but
Yeah, I mean, I've listened to like really old songs on a record that hasn't existed for 50 years. No one's made any like digital copies, and somehow Shazam knows what song I'm listening to.
so what do you think about all this?
What do I think? Well, I'm actually happy that they're buying them, and the only reason why is I actually don't have a good reason. I was going to say that I was really happy about it because it's going to be really nice if you can go into Shazam, click the button, get the song, and then click buy on iTunes. But I think you already have the option to do that.
Well, now, but there's an issue there. What about us Samsung owners?
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't even think about that.
So here is my deal on it. I think it is a bad move. I don't know if, like, maybe they were going bankrupt. They just needed to sell their company. I have no idea. But I think it was a bad move because, one, it's like a monopoly. It's basically like your Disney, right? Anything Disney touches, they pretty much ruin. Like Marvel, right?
Oh, I don't disagree. At all.
So it's like turning into your monopoly.
Right.
So obviously that's kind of what Apple is now turning into if they buy Shazam. But outside of that, they're not nearly as close to Disney. That was just my big example. Outside of that, though, it's hurting other competitors, right? So you got your SoundHound. You've got other apps out there that do the same thing that will no longer be able to compete with something that Apple Music is now producing.
There's other apps that you can click the button and
Yes, there is.
it'll tell you what song it is.
Yes.
I've never heard of
I
any of
use
them other than
SoundHound.
Shazam.
I use SoundHound because for the longest time I thought Shazam made you pay. SoundHound never did. And it even spit back lyrics for me.
So for you, this isn't even that. It's not going to matter to you much at all because you're not going to use Shazam even still.
Well, it does. And this is where I'm going with
Okay.
this. It will no longer be on Snapchat. And Snapchat has Shazam attached to it.
Really? I
When
didn't
you
know
hold down on your face,
Okay.
the musical notes will pop out and it's reading what song it is, and Snapchat will tell you what song it is
that. Really?
when you're taking a Snapchat.
I've never seen that before.
And now that Apple Music is buying it off, they either need to buy off Snapchat, which will never happen,
Never.
or they have to take it off Snapchat.
Yeah?
I think it's a bad move. I think it's negative. I don't think anything good can come out of this.
I didn't know it was on Snapchat, so I don't know. I don't know if it's that bad of a thing. I think for Apple users, nothing's going to change. Android users, maybe it will be off Snapchat.
We'll see.